No, it is straight up and down 9 o'clock on the West Coast.
No, it is straight up and down 9 o'clock on the
Oh,
West
I'm the
Coast.
echo,
No, it
but
is straight up
that
and down
confirms
9
I have
o'clock.
audio, so I'll just mute that. Sorry about that. I forgot I had that on. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever, wherever you are in the world. Hello, Tony. Hello, Rick. Rick Lakes was first. Tony Wallow was second. About a minute before the show started. There is no speaker bot running today. I haven't started it. And I'm not using Zoom. I actually tinkered around with OBS this morning and came up with this. Long Dog is here. Let's jump right into the covering for Doug today. And I have a channel comment I would like to discuss. Now, if I turn off Doug, and you would have thought I might have practiced this before. Oh, my camera looks like no, it's good. That takes me over to there. Let's minimize that. Channel comment came in about 31 minutes or so ago from Matthew Barnes. Everyone knows Matthew Barnes was in the UK, joins both Doug's and mine rooms every now and then, sometimes on Zoom, sometimes in chat. But anyway, he said, great show, good discussion. That was enjoyable to listen to. And this was from Saturday night. So I'm going to give him a heart and I'm going to reply to Matthew if my keyboard will keep with me. And that is done. And I have to scroll down here and make the reply. This is great. This is a positive comment, and he liked the show and was enjoyable to listen to. And that's what I want. Now I haven't gone back to look at what last Saturday's show was about. I'm going to, but I haven't done it yet. So here we go. Let me look at the chat again. Long Dog, very interesting. Those people like interesting scientific phenomenons. Today's smarter every day. I'll check out that link later. This one's really interesting if you're really sharp. It kind of alludes to what might be. Take your own guesses. Hello, Alice. Alice joined us in chat. I believe there was a joke made about a non-reactive gas. I don't remember what it was. It may have been helium. I believe Brian Lightfoot might have. There's no points. No point. Doug, I'm covering for Doug, but I have no points. And I probably will not have points. There's no kind of rewards if I do have points. It's just let's see how many points you can get per the current chat session, and that's about it. I really can't see my clock, but I don't intend on being very long on this. 15, maybe 20 minutes. What about the homies coffee mug? Yep, it's in the process. I'm trying to find a place locally here in Indiana that can produce them for me here in Indiana, rather than right now the only place I can get them is Hong Kong, I believe. And the price is not all that much different coming out of Hong Kong. If you'd like a coffee cup, become a member, 99 cents a month. And I'll send you a coffee cup and or send me your address, and maybe out of the kindness of my heart, which apparently I don't have, I'll send you a coffee cup. I'm trying to figure, I can't go that way. Let's go back this way. I did move the camera up there so that when I did the screen showing you the channel comments, I wasn't blocking anything down lower, so that's why that's up there. American made will cost you. Yeah, I found a place literally right up the street from where I live, and it's going to cost me about the same as if I do it off of Amazon. Audio breaking up a little bit like a connection issue. It's on your end. I'm going to go Doug route today. According to my mixer, I don't have any problems at all, and I don't have any lost frames. But apparently, Long Dog is asking if anyone else is anyone else having audio issues? I'm clipping. Again, let me look at the. I don't see anything going on here. I'm not saying it's not happening, but it's possible. It is possible. It's crackling occasionally. It could just be my voice. I don't know. Today is March 31st, the last day of March. One more day. Everybody's having audio issues. My suggestion would be try a refresh. Again, let me go down the Doug road here. Oh, I know why it's clipping. Hold on. I know exactly why it's clipping. I will take care of that problem. The problem is I really can't see over to this monitor to, there we go. Now that Doug is no longer slipping through to the broadcast through osmosis, it should be solved. And if you buy that, let me talk to you about a bridge in Arizona. Digital issue or connection. No dot frame still. And actually, my audio should be super hot. My audio, according to the mixer, is actually bouncing into the red. Now, I don't know if that's what's causing the issue or not. Steve Dodd, his coolness joins us. Hello, Steve. Good to see you. Nope, I'm still hearing it. It's possible something to do with the audio levels because you speak louder and breaks up more. All right, I'm going to lower my audio levels. I'm going to get it out of the yellow completely, not getting into the yellow, only into the green, and let's see what that sounds like. Translate watcher on video. Okay. Yeah, I'll replay it too after it's over. Well, actually, after I get home this afternoon, I've got some running around to do. Part of which will involve stopping to see. Yeah, I will watch the video to see what's going on. Now, I did lower the volume. I'm not getting in on OBS. I'm not getting nowhere near into the yellow. So I'd like to know how that sounds to you guys now. Sounds to you guys now. Sounds to you guys now. And if I turn my audio up right now to listen to it live, there'll be an echo. I don't have any filters on my microphone. This is straight from the earbud to OBS to YouTube. I don't mess around with microphone or with filters. Way out of my league. Okay, so Wintermute says it sounds better now. All right. And Tony's giving me the thumbs up. Overall, the audio levels are just fine. It's just funny sound. It's just this funny sound we are hearing. It might be picking up the computer fan. It's a slim mic. Seems to have stopped. Yeah, I lowered the volume. In OBS, I actually lowered the volume. It's barely getting to the edge of the green to go into the yellow. Everything I've ever heard, seen, or watched or research says you want your audio to barely be bouncing into the yellow. Apparently today that's not the case. Now, when I use Zoom tonight, Zoom settings are not affected by this. I'm using a total different setup this morning. I'm not using Zoom. I thought about using Zoom, but then I thought, no, I'm smart enough to figure out how to do this without bothering Zoom. I don't know who's on Zoom. I have no clue. This way I don't disturb them and I don't have to lock the waiting room to use it to do anything. I can do it through OBS. And I haven't kept count, but I think this is the third Monday in a row I've covered for Doug. Okay, so Long Dog is saying it's better now. It does appear to have something to do with the audio level. It's a good possibility. Because the only thing I did is I went over to the OBS. I brought the slider down and I am using the microphone on the earbuds because everybody says the mic is better with these than it is with the Yeti. Now I'll do a little test. I'll turn off the earbud.
Okay, so now I've switched over to the Yeti. I said, if you could hear me, put a 1 in chat. Right, I turned them off and I went to the Yeti. I'm not going to mess with any settings. I am just using the Yeti. The Yeti is exactly 1 arm's length away. So everyone is saying the Yeti. See, this is weird. On Zoom, everyone complains that the Yeti is not good enough. Now, apparently, Tony Wallow 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Now, strictly through OBS, apparently the Yeti, which by the way is bouncing into the yellow, almost to the red, and everybody, I have better sound with Zoom than Teams. I know what Teams is, but I've never used it. Zoom seems to work fine with these earbuds that Tim Soul sent me, which by the way work really good. I think they're on their way out though, because they no longer hold the 4 and 5 hour charge they used to, which is really bad because I really do like them. But if this sounds better, I'll have to remember that when I cover for Doug on Mondays, use the Yeti and not the earbuds. Now I can't hear what's going on obviously, so I don't really need these on. Review the video I've created, and that way you can analyze. Yeah, I'll play it back. I'll play it back later this afternoon. And I'm quite sure there is a difference between the Yeti. And the Yeti is not even pointed toward me. It's there on the desk. And it's actually about an arm's length and then a hand's length on top of that away from me. And I'm looking there and the Yeti's way to my right. So it is what it is. Now, I'm not ever going to get a boom arm to bring the microphone down in front of me, unless I could figure out a way to keep it out of the camera. I just think that's distracting. That's just me. As we all know, there's a homie that says, and I quote, speaking for myself, that's just how I feel about a boom arm. It's possible the Yeti microphone has a higher output going. I have no idea. It's USB driven. These are Bluetooth driven. That could be it. I don't know. Have no clue. Tomorrow's April 1st. Danielle Emberly, cool. What you were using earlier had the odd digital artifact that did not seem to be totally related to the gain setting. Thank you, Danielle. It's good to see you, by the way. I don't think I can set the gain on the earbuds. The only thing I can do is in OBS, and if that's the gain, I don't know. I've got sliders that I can control it, and I just control the decibels, and it currently is set at, hang on, minus 35 for the earbuds. This is set, the Yeti is set at minus 10, but yet everyone says it sounds better, so I don't know. Now let's try another little test here. And if we bring Doug back into the picture. Now, if my audio starts suddenly screwing up, I'm telling you, it's the Doug Betts effect through osmosis. It's Doug. Yes, it's Doug. Well wishes to Doug. I don't know what's going on or anything. He just sent me a message last night and said, confirmed, no show tomorrow. So I am doing the show for him. And y'all know Doug and I, look, y'all, like I'm from the South, poke fun at one another. I do it through my trailers and my speaking, and he just does it through his speaking. Long Dog says, I don't know, everything sounds fine. I'm still on the Yeti, so, and I don't think I need to go back and test the earbuds out. We all know, or we all assume that that's the problem. So, and I may research, I won't, a filter for the audio. I know Doug's done a lot of research on that. I know Doug uses a lot of audio filters on his OBS. There is some camaraderie within some certain creators on YouTube. Yes, I will agree with that. And I happen to have a pretty good relationship with a couple. Doug is one of them. But I cross the line from time to time, and I apologize to Doug when we spoke the other day because I was pushing it, and I realized I was pushing it. It's probably a good thing I needed to leave. I mean, it's all in good fun, and humor's a lot like beauty. It's in the ear of the beholder. what I think is funny, 100 other people might go, what the heck? And then again, what I don't think is funny, 100 other people will be rolling on the floor laughing. So it's just weird. Again, it's a lot like beauty. All subjective, I guess. Need a subject, any consistency on when we should upgrade? Sure, let's go down to Doug Ken Betts question. I have two computers, as most of you know. I have a streamer machine, which I'm on right now. It is Windows 10. I have a DaVinci machine that I created and made only for DaVinci Resolve and DaVinci Resolve only. That's all I do on that machine, DaVinci Resolve. Anything that's related to DaVinci Resolve is on that machine. Now, I do have the pop-up on, it's not a pop-up, on my taskbar I have an icon. It's got the little goofy little update symbol. It's got a blue dot. Well, that blue dot indicates this right here. It indicates that my computer, this Windows 10 computer, is Windows 11 version 24H2 ready, and as a bonus, it's free. I've had this for about 4 days now, and I'm going to continue to just leave it in the status that it's in until I decide exactly what I want to do with it. Eventually, I will be going to Windows 11. Probably sooner than later than October. And that's just because it's going to happen. I'll get ahead of the curve, so to speak. I know Windows 11 has caused problems with people. I thought it was going to be a pain. It's not all that different. It's a learning curve to understand where Microsoft has moved stuff to when you do your searches and things. Ghetto Fortnite joins us in chat. Hello, Ghetto. Must be on his lunch break. Cool. Ski Man says hello. Hello, Ski Man. Didn't see him join. I really ought to start. In fact, I think I will start something. I don't have a please stand by. And the way I've got this set up. Oh, you know what? Let me try something here. I'm going to slide this off slightly. Okay, I think I can do what I'm trying to do. Interesting. Now, I can't see chat for the moment, and I don't pop chat out on OBS. I used to. It's just too distracting to me. I monitor what's going on with my YouTube channel. I've got it right in front of me. There's really no sense in me being redundant and having it populate to OBS as well. It was a big distraction to me. So I like this. I like the way that I do it. It works for me. Doesn't work for everybody. I mean, you know, your mileage may vary. Another Dougism. I would put it off at a bare minimum for at least a year. Well, we don't have that option per se. I'm not going to spend money to keep support on Windows 10. The best I recollect, they said October 14th, 2025, Windows 10 will no longer be supported, if I understood correctly, which means by October, this machine needs to be on Windows 11. Daniel says, Copilot says 30% of PCs are... Everybody likes Windows 10, and full disclosure, I didn't want to go to 10. I only went to 10 when Windows 7 went out of support. And I actually like Windows 10. Once I got used to it, I think it's pretty good myself. I mean, I am no computer expert. God, English. You would think, haven't been born here, haven't been raised here, maybe them two foreign countries I visited when I was in the Army, probably got a chip in my brain somewhere. I don't want any conspiracy people going down that rabbit hole, Doug. Ski Man says, how's it going? I'll get with you, Ski, later. Good to see you, by the way. Hope things are going well for you. You guys bookmark this video. For those that like context from Smarter Every Day. This one's interesting. Oh, again, I'm guessing that's the same link as you posted earlier in the chat. Let me go check that out and see real quick like. 8 in, 8, a little N, a little I, a little L, a little P. Yeah, that looks to be the same one. Yep, it's the same one. It's going to be this. Yeah, we all went. I mean, some of us went more kicking and screaming than others. I just didn't worry about it until the time was actually needed to do it. And I'm sure I could have probably went a little longer, but I'm not waiting a year. Hello, Darren. Darren Gilholm Jones is from the UK, where it is, I believe it might be either 5:20 or 6:20. I know they just had a time change, and I don't know if they went forward an hour, which would make it 6:20, or they went back an hour, which would actually make it, no pun intended, 4:20. Yes, I'm aware of the reference. Let's see here. Let me glance through chat. Yeah, I don't use Copilot. I see where it could be useful. I just don't use it. I did experiment with a site last night called Suno, S-U-N-O. Doug referred me to that. Works out pretty good. I like it. You can create lyrics in your own music. In fact, tonight's exit is going to have some music from that site. Did not create it. I just told it what I was looking for, and it's what it created for me. And I downloaded it. I have a couple different versions. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to run one for a couple days and then run another for a couple days. I need to get a prompter. Good Lord. Microsoft still knows we're out here in the world using their famous product. Yeah, I would be interested in knowing the percentage of Windows users versus Linux users versus the Zoran. Was it the Zoran I saw the other day on Doug's show somebody mentioned? I think it was Martin Hogg mentioned he's researching one. I don't know. And then I know Jim's big on Linux. I know there are Mac users. The closest I'm getting to a Mac is that iPhone sitting over there. I'll never have a Mac. I've had one in my entire life, and it was basically given to me to do with what I wanted. I restored it back to what would be considered factory settings and sold it. And made a profit, handsome dollar amount on that because it was a Mac. I don't know if it was a good Mac or a bad Mac, but I know being a Mac, being an Apple product, yeah, it sold. So anyway, I got about 6 or 7 more minutes, and I will have fulfilled the entire half hour. I got 13 watching right now. I think that number just went down. I don't have any clue how many likes I have. I'll check all that out. Windows 7. Chris Garrett says, Ken Stout, remember the Windows 7 users? Yes, let's all take a moment and have a moment of silence and remember those Windows 7 users who... Wait, we still have people using Windows 7. Never mind. Alice says there are 15 watching right now. That's about average for me. I haven't even looked at the statistics from last night. I have no idea what they are. I check comments. I check those first thing in the morning. I check my email and I check comments just to see if there are any. And that, though, I love comments like that. And I don't get that many negative comments. And I've only deleted one comment ever since I've been doing this. One in 4 years. And that was kind of because it was personal. It was an attack on me. And I've got big, broad shoulders, and I can pretty much handle most things. But this one, it hit to the bone. So I was like, you know what? Goodbye. Immediately blocked the person. I don't know if they came back under a different name or not. And so far, I haven't seen anything indicating that they would have been. Let's see here. AJ, I like Mac too, but to get a 1 terabyte, yeah, a lot of DaVinci creators use Macs. I've noticed that. In fact, the 3 that I follow practically every day, I've actually got notifications on from them. They're on Mac. And it cracks me up every time because they're like, well, if you're a Windows user, it's going to be Control, and if you're a Mac user, it's going to be Command. I think everyone knows that by now. I think that statement's been said enough that we all know that. Looking at Doug's background here, I think we need to talk to him about his cable management on the left-hand side of the shelving rack he's got right there. I just now noticed that. Now you'll see the words full disclosure. That's because I used this video, pulled the still, and I put, this is in one of my outro trailer things that I did. One thing about being a YouTube personality and over time, yeah, I don't really consider myself a YouTube personality. I'm barely a creator. I think I've said this time and time again. I have no creativeness. None. That's why I like suggestions on trailers. I like suggestions on things to do in DaVinci. Hello, Susanna. Susanna Morgan, proud single mother at 12:26 in the morning, depending on where she's at in the Philippines, is joining us. Hello, good to see you. But I enjoy doing this. And I enjoy doing this for a few reasons, but anytime I get a chance to cover for Doug, I'll cover for Doug. And Doug doesn't gain from it that I'm aware of. I mean, I know a lot of people that are watching right. Time for the pig. Oh my gosh. I've been up too long today. I woke up at 9:30 this morning. I did listen to chapter 1 of 7 chapters, I think it's 7 chapters, of the new alleged Reacher that's coming out next fall. Die Trying, I think, is the name of the book. You think I'd remember that? Yeah, it's right here, Die Trying, right there. You guys can't see it, but I can. Now, you might be able to see it if I turn Doug off. This is book 2, which I believe this means it's going to be the 2nd episode. The only thing I don't like about this is it's in an AI-generated, horrible British voice. That's the only, and speed it up, slow it down, it don't matter, it's still horrible. And I did listen to the entire first one last night. It was pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to when it comes out next year, if indeed that's going to be it. Daniel Embry organization. Oh, excuse me. Attempted to get a double-deck guitar storage rack. Yeah, I haven't played my guitar in so long. It's in the closet, probably gathering dust. I haven't played drums. I don't even have a set of drums anymore. I tinkered around on the piano down at my mom's place the other day when I visited because it's out there for anyone to use. So it's out of tune, by the way. Just really didn't help. Chris Garrett says, we got storms moving in. Yeah, we had bad storms yesterday. We dropped from 78, 79 degrees, and it's barely 40 here right now. Cloudy, just overcast. No golf today at all. Long Dog says they got wind. A hammer, I know what a hammer dulcimer is? Is that what is considered the things that you hold in your hand and it's kind of shaped like a clef note and you have a hammer and you hit the bars across the thing there? If it is, then yes, I know what it is. I actually played it in high school. Long Dog, Chris Garrett, I think there are many storms. Yeah, we had just a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, no tornadoes. Knock on wood. Find some wood to knock on. Somebody's going to think, somebody's knocking at my door. Wait, somebody's knocking at my door. Oh, that was me. That's a cold, corny joke. All right, 29 after the hour. I want to thank everyone for being here and participating in chat. That's the other thing I like to see. I actually enjoy seeing chit chat, Doug. Chit, C-H-I-T, chat. Yeah, our temperature cooled off quite a bit. And when I say I'm leaving, boy, just like that, people bail. All right, this may or may not work. I don't know. We're going to find out. I'll see you guys tonight, 10 o'clock. Okay, apparently that's not going to work. Oh, I know why it's not going to work. That command is tied to my zoom setting over in OBS. Now, we're going to go into a little bit of Doug overtime here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it looks like the game is all tied. This could be interesting. Gonna see something here.
Ken Stout Live said goodbye, Ken.
That is today's scroll. Okay, so interesting enough, even though Zoom is not actually running, Zoom's not running on either of my machines. Now, I'm going to start from the beginning. Let me know if you hear the audio. And what I was going to do is copy and paste that source into this stream's. And you probably ain't hearing me right now. Let's go exclamation X. See if it plays again. And thank you, Tony, if you can hear me.
Well, we're waiting.
Why didn't... I probably should have thought about doing this before the show, if you can hear me. Unfortunately, I am not seeing what I want to see. If I bring this over here, I got a bad feeling that's going to... But it showed up, it's just super late.
Silk and satin and feel the night. Oh yeah. Glitter falling, golden light. Shine, shine. Every step a whispered tea. Moving slow like honeybees. Shimmy, shimmy, watch me glow. Take it high and bring it low. Down, down, velvet shine, I steal.
All right, now the audio, you're hearing an echo. Yeah, I'm sure you might be because I went to the Zoom. Now I'm gonna attempt to do something here.
Ken Stout Live said goodbye, Ken.
All right, that is, I copied and pasted the source in for the third and final time at 3 minutes of overtime. My audio should be back. Shouldn't be any problems with echoing and whatnot. This is straight back to the same original scene. Let me know what you think of this music version. I tried to find something that kind of mimicked or met the dance movements of the young ladies. Kind of hard to do. Plus I have the audio on this extremely low for a reason. Cool, that'll do it. I will go check out the videos and let you know what's going on. Thank you everyone for being here. Zoom will be up and running if it's not already up and running. However, I won't be there very long. I've got to be somewhere in about an hour. Thank you for joining. See you tonight at 10 o'clock. Have a great afternoon, a good morning, or a great evening, depending on where you are in the world.